my daddy likes robots.
Hello everyone, this is Cybertronianbeast, and let's talk Transformers. Today we're taking a look at Darkmount. This is a Generations figure that came out probably about a year and a half to 2 years ago. And a lot of people got real excited for this figure because his name is Darkmount, and he's actually a character called Straxus. And Straxus is a comic book character that appeared first in the North American series at Marvel's issue number 17. Now, the reason why he's not called Straxus is because Hasbro lost the trademark rights to the name Straxus. Straxus is currently held by Doctor Who. They have a character on their show called Straxus, and that's why Hasbro can't use that name right now. But Darkmount, if you'll remember, Darkmount is the actual name of the base that he commands on Cybertron. So that's pretty cool that they were able to go into that detail and use something that references Straxus anyway, you know. So we've got that reference point for him. The alt mode that Straxus had in the comic book is definitely not this cool tank. He was some kind of flying cannon of some kind. But this alt mode for the Generations toy is actually an African G6 Rhino tank. And it's a really cool looking tank. Definitely a very cool looking vehicle. For the alt mode here, they got it so that the turret does spin independently. It's very cool like that. They've got it so the barrel does move up and down. And then you've got these little guns and stuff on the sides, which you can move around. They're just on little C-clips here. And there's got to be like 9 or so places on this guy that you can peg these things. So there's a little spot down here. You can peg it there if you wanted, so you can have it there. There's a spot right here. Let's see, where else? There's a bunch of spots. There's another spot over here. There's a spot up here. You can even flip up these things on the back, and you can peg them on the tops of those as well. So you can have these guns all over the place. But I just like to have them where they came. So there's no biggie for me. There's tons of places to put this thing. It's very, very cool. But Straxus as a figure, that's the robot mode for this guy. That's where everything kind of comes together. He's a really cool looking alt mode. The Rhino is a very cool looking alt mode, but the robot mode, that's where it's at. So let's get into transformation then. We'll just take a quick peek here. The alt mode does come together really nicely. Up in the turret, you've got his legs, and it's quite well done how everything kind of fits together in the turret here. So it's nice and condensed, and everything just fits together really nicely. On the bottom, this right here is his head, but unless you really kind of maneuver him around, you might not know that. So no, he's really cool looking figure. So anyway, let's get into the transformation. First things first, we're gonna take apart the turret because we need to get that this barrel out of there. So we're just gonna separate the tops of the legs here. We're gonna divide them out. So we're just gonna pull them back a bit here, and the turret should be able to just pull out just like that. It's a little sticky, but you get it out of there. Come on. And there we go. Now you don't want to put this away because this is the weapon for Darkmount. So we'll just put it to the side. Now we're going to take the rest of these and we're just going to straighten it all out. So you're just going to pull it all the way out, both sides here. Nice and straight. Now you've got these panels here. You're just going to bring them right to the back, just like that. Now to fill in the feet, you've got these large feet panels here that you're just going to flip back. I'm just going to open this panel again, see if I can do it a little easier. There we go. So you can flip that panel like that, and then there's a little tab right there. You just want to yank on that with a fingernail or whatnot, and you'll be able to open the back of his foot. So you get the heel out. Just like that. And that finishes off his leg. So you just want to do the same thing on the other side too. Pull out the tab like that, and you've got the legs. You can leave these little guns here too. I mean, like I said, there's a bunch of places on the figure to put these things, but once you get them fully transformed in robot mode, then you'll be able to tell where the best place for it is. Next step, we've got this little panel right here. You can just push that up, and that'll remain like his crotch section. So his legs are essentially done. Next part, we're going to take the body of the tank, essentially, and we're just going to separate it. And you can do it quite nicely just by pulling it out like that. I'm going to raise the camera a little bit so you can pull it like that. And the legs were up like that, and once you separate the tank treads out like that, the legs just drop down quite nicely like that. Before you lock the torso into place, pull out this little chest piece here. It's got the Decepticon symbol on it, and then you can lock this into place here. You can see on the bottom of the chest plate, or the chest piece here, there's a tab, and we're going to lock that right into here. There's a little peg hole right there. Just like that. These things here, these tank treads, are obviously his arms. So we're just going to untab his arms from the inside of those tank treads. And we're going to bring those arms down. Same on the other side. Now these tank treads here, they go behind his body. So we're going to just disengage them a bit here. They are on a ball, so you know my history with ball joints. If they come apart, they come apart. If they don't, bonus. As we're doing that, we're going to bring the arms to the forefront here, and we'll use those a little bit more easily. So we'll get that there, and yeah, so that's good. We'll bring that around, separate, bring the arm through, great, bring that back. And now that we've got these on the back, we can actually connect them back together, just like that, to make a back piece. And we can straighten the arms out a bit. And we just need a head now. And the head is quite easy. You just open up this flap in the front, and you flip it up. I may have locked it into place there. One moment. Yeah, there we go. I don't think I really needed to disengage that, but it's easier. So we'll put that back on. You get the head straight now, and you push the flap back down, and you've got the head reveal. And lastly, you just separate these chest pieces here. You just pull them to the side to reveal a really telltale sign of Straxus is these triangle diamond pieces here. That's a Straxus paint app right there, that's for sure. And you now set them in a really cool pose, and we'll take a look at him. He's definitely got some really loose ball jointed hips, but other than that, he's quite cool. So there he is in robot mode, and he looks awesome. That head sculpt on him. Let's see if I can get a closer look at that. So there is Straxus, or Darkmount's head, and anybody who knows anything about the comics knows that that is the head of Straxus. So this is a perfect homage to Straxus, and that's fantastic. Here, and there's only one last piece to do with him, and that's this tank barrel that he's got, and it is his weapon. So what you do is you slide this piece down to the bottom. I don't really even know what this is. Is it additional guns or what? Anyway, it doesn't matter. Slide it down to the bottom. You straighten these things out, and you turn it over, and it locks into place like that. And you've got yourself an axe, or like pickaxe or something. Anyway, he holds it very well. If you can keep his legs straight, essentially. So let's get that in his hand. And he closes his hand up around it, which is nice. And that's great. He just looks awesome. So, taking a look at the articulation on Darkmount, he's got a really well articulated foot, but it's super loose. Like, I don't particularly like what they've done with the foot. It's attached to his leg with one single ball joint at the one side, like at the inner side of his foot, which means you can really mess it up if you're not doing it properly. So I don't really like that. The rest of his leg looks really cool. Like, it's really nice and full. The fact that you've got this panel that fills in the back of the leg, that's awesome. That's really good. The knee joint on him, full 90 degrees. He's got a thigh swivel. He's got a ball jointed knee. He's got a waist swivel, which can go 360. As far as his shoulder goes, it is a ball joint, so you would get 360 degrees on there. He's just got a lot of kibble around his arms. So, I mean, he's got this shoulder pad kind of thing. He's got the back kibble going on. He's got a lot of stuff that's in the way. He does have a high bicep swivel, so you can swivel his arm around like that. He does have an elbow joint. And his hands do swivel independently. They are on a ball. And to top it all off, he does have finger articulation, not individually, but a group. So his fingers all move together. But that's really cool, because as a deluxe figure, I can't remember the last time a deluxe figure has had moving fingers. So that's really kind of cool. And as far as his head goes, it's on a bar joint that goes across the plate that his head sits on. So you do get an up and down motion on that, as well as the fact that his head is on a ball independently of the plate. So you will get an up and down on that, as well as a swivel 360 kind of thing. So there's lots of articulation on this guy, so much so that you can get him into any kind of pose that you really wanted to. The downside of it is that with this much articulation, he tends to be fairly loose, and he can definitely fall over pretty easily. I do love the weapon. The weapon just reeks of Straxus from the comic, and the way that they made it into the African G6 Rhino tank barrel is genius. As far as the back of the figure goes, if you were to take away these tank tread pieces, he would still look pretty good. I mean, he's still got a fairly significant piece of, bot in the back of his silhouette. But you can combine these bits, and it makes it a very shockwave type backpack that he has, and that's pretty cool. I really like this figure, and the fact that he's got a really cool fiction base behind him, that makes him even cooler. I would love to get the real name back, like, so if Hasbro could get the name back from Doctor Who, that'd be great. But Darkmount works for me too. But in my mind, he'll always be Straxus. Anyway, if you have any questions about Darkmount, aka Straxus, please let me know. Leave a message or comment in the YouTube thread here, and I'll be happy to try and answer it. If you want to check out my Facebook page, please do. I post all kinds of pictures on there, as well as all my videos, and the podcast I'm on, we post it there as well. Just search Cybertronianbeast on Facebook, and that'll be me. You can follow me on Twitter at Cybertronbeast. Cybertronianbeast was too long for Twitter, so I had to shorten it up to Cybertron. So I chat on there all the time with other Transformers fans. Twitter's pretty fun. And as I mentioned earlier, I am now on a podcast with 3 other awesome Transformers fans. And we talk Transformers exclusively. So definitely check us out. Go visit www.transmissionspodcast.com. And we put up a new episode every week. And I know for a fact that we discussed Darkmount on episode number 8. So check that out and tell me what you think. All right. Thanks for watching. This has been Cybertronianbeast, and I'll talk to you later.